Hey everybody, this is Darwin Reina, the Festival Director Hospital Barcelona International Film Festival. Today I have a great filmmaker from Australia, Kur. He made this beautiful work, Hitmen, very cinematic. I love. How are you, Kur?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, Tom. Nice to meet you finally. And I'm good. Living in Sydney at the moment, so keeping busy.
Nice, beautiful. So, cool. Let's talk about the idea. Where's the idea coming from? How long did it take for you to write the screenplay? Did you do many drafts? Tell us a little bit about the writing process.
So it was. I attended Sydney Film School for my Screen and Media diploma, and we had to make a thesis film project, really. So it was my thesis project. We had about 3 months to work on it before we shot it, and then COVID hit, which deferred the semester by about 6 months. So over COVID, I kind of came up with the idea. I wanted to do something a bit more, because I did a mockumentary sort of comedy before that. So I wanted to try to do something a bit more serious and a bit more cinematic, the things I kind of enjoyed to watch.
Right.
And came up with this little idea, and I was at my parents' house, so it was nice and easy for location. And me and about 6 of my other classmates did it in 2 days.
Nice. Cool. How was the pre-production? You have 3 months, right, to prepare. So how long was that pre-production? 2 weeks, 1 week? How was the process?
So I think what was the process? It's been a while now.
Do you do storyboards? Storyboards?
Yeah, so we had obviously we had to have storyboards and camera sheets and everything sort of planned, synopsis and all that lined out. And we had screenwriting classes. I had 3 or 4 drafts. I think there was 4 drafts. The fourth was the final draft, which I changed around a little bit after I got the auditions and selected the cast. I changed a couple of the characters' dialogue around to suit the cast that I chose. And it was great. It was great. It was good fun, and it came out all right. So
nice. So cool. You mentioned it was 2 days, right? The shooting. What was the most challenging thing? I mean, you have a lot of shots in the nighttime, huh? You have many scenes, which is. Tell us a little bit. What do you think it was the most challenging thing for you during the 2 days production that you remember?
I think the fight scene, that's in it was. I wish we had a bit more time to do it. Like it was quite. We didn't have long to do it, really. So that was a challenge getting that right. And me and one of my other mates. We did the choreography ourselves, and we kind of just had a bit of a muck around, and we kind of winged it on the night. Just sort of, we had an idea of how it was going to look, but it all came down to what we did on the night. And I was happy with how it went, definitely, but it was a pretty intense, stressful couple of hours.
Yeah. Cool. Tell me about the actors. How do you work with the actors? They're pretty good. I like them, all of them, 3 of them actually. The big guy and the guy who's the Spanish guy. I think it was the guy who was sitting there. I like them.
Will.
How do you work with them? Do you give them a lot of clues or directions, or it was really flow? What do you think?
They were both fantastic. They actually met up with each other and went over the script and gave ideas themselves about their character, and they really delved into finding out who their characters were. And I guess the story itself is kind of in the middle of something much bigger. It still has a beginning, middle, and end, but it leaves the audience and everyone sort of figuring the things out for themselves, or what's actually going on outside of it. Kind of the idea to have. But the actor, Will, Tommy, were fantastic. I kind of let them sort of do their thing, and I didn't really have to do much. They were already so into it. We had a couple of auditions with each other, so that they became friends really quickly and worked well together. And I think they both nailed it on the day.
Right. So I got an interesting question I never asked. How do you do your blocking before, or you do the blocking during the scene that you shoot? How that process work for you? Do you know your locations before, or it was something that you just get to know at that moment? Or tell me a little bit about that process.
So it made it a bit easier because it was my parents' house, pretty much. So I knew the house really well. So
gotcha.
The blocking we kind of just did on the day. There was a little bit in a couple of the meetings we did before, but not too much really. And we just kind of on the day sort of went through the blocking, and it was all a bit quick. It would have been nice to have a week or two to do it, but we only had 2 days. So.
Right. I like this crane shot that you have, right? When the car is approaching. That was a crane shot, right? When we see the tree.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Tell me. I was this is cool.
That was one of the better shots we got with the jib. So we hired out a jib, and so we had it up, the camera up high, sort of over the tree, and then tried to time it right. And one of the camera boys, he got a good shot.
Yeah, that definitely.
I think he had about 3 or 4 takes on that. So
yeah. Do you have a cinematographer helping you in Hitmen, or you were doing the cinematography as well, or you have somebody?
Yeah, I had cinematographer was Richard. He did help a lot. Yeah, he didn't do sort of prior prep for it. I did sort of, and he kind of took over on the day, which sort of, because I had a lot to sort of organise. So he helped out a lot. I had all the shots all planned and set out before shot.
Right. So cool. Let's move on into post-production. Tell me a little bit about the editing process. Who edited the film, or if it was somebody else, how do you work with the editor, especially in Hitmen? How's your approach for editing? Working with somebody else, or if you did it yourself? How was that?
We did it. Each one of us directed and edited our own films for our thesis. So I ended up editing that
nice.
At school, mostly at home, but at school we would have sessions with our editing teacher, and they would give advice and sort of give us techniques and help us on sort of what the steps are really, because it was all of our sort of first time. I've done a bit of editing previously of my own stuff, but nothing like a short film. Originally I had it at about 13 minutes, and my teacher convinced me to cut it down to 9 minutes, which at the time I was like, I don't know about that.
It's good.
Yeah, it ended up being short and sweet was the win.
So what do you think? Is something tricky in editing? What do you think? Or you find editing, I mean, we know editing is a very difficult process, right? I mean, you need a lot of intuition and feeling. What do you think? Anything tricky that you think editing has that you found?
Yeah, definitely. It's the script I wrote was kind of like I kind of had 2 timelines, sort of jumping 2 different timelines at the same time, and then on the script and on paper, it made sense. Then when I got into the editing room, it didn't quite work. So I changed it around quite a bit in the end to what I envisioned, sort of crossover between timelines. So I guess that's one of the difficult things with editing is on paper it's a little bit different than when
right.
you're seeing it and you're putting it together. And but I did enjoy editing actually. Yeah, it was good.
Right. So how much your script changed from what you wrote to when you were editing? You swipe the scenes, or it was really the same like you wrote it? Or I mean, you were saying something like it changed a little bit, right? You were swiping scenes to make sense or to organize it. How was that?
Yeah. So it was. It still happens in the film where it jumps to Darcy, my mate Darcy, the third character when he arrives in the car, and then it jumps back to the hitman and Tommy. That was a lot earlier in the script that it crossed over, so it went back and forth a few more times, and I just when I got there, it just didn't work in the editing room. It just didn't feel right, or it just didn't really make sense. It made it a bit more confusing. So, I just had to scrap that.
Right. So how do you? How many cats do you make? Do you remember? And how was the final locked cat that you decide was what we see now? Do you? I guess you show it to your colleagues, right? In the school you're doing the filmmaking, or you show it besides to friends or people from the industry? How was that process, and how do you decide that? And tell me if the feedback you get affects you or makes you feel like, oh, it's the right way I should do it or not. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we get a feedback and he's telling me to do his film, not my film. So for me, it's confusing. How is for you when you get feedback?
Yeah. It was good. Obviously, you can take it to heart sometimes if it's not the right feedback you want, if it's not positive. And that was sort of even in the editing room when I had it about 13 minutes. The feedback wasn't exactly like, it wasn't positive, like it needed to be cut down, and I kind of didn't see that, and then that was hard to do. But it's just a good lesson to take in from others. That it's not just your idea. It is just your idea, but getting feedback from everyone definitely helps you kind of see through it a bit more. But we had a showing. The school showed it at one of the local cinemas, all the films, and then we got feedback from teachers and students after. And and I've shown it to a few of my friends, but I'm waiting for to go onto this festival, and then I can put it on YouTube after that. So keep it a bit exclusive for the festival. And then the feedback was good though. So
it's a good project for festivals without doubt. It's pretty good. It's crispy. It's nice. It's good looking. So how do you work with the music? I like the music you put there, man. How did the music came to your mind? Before in the pre-production or in post-production? When did you decide the music?
Post-production, I kind of thought that I would find something after and just cut the film, and then find music that sort of goes in the timeline well. But it was one of my teachers at school gave me the idea of having like a droney sort of buzz in the background for a lot of it, so it doesn't which I really like. So I sort of introduced that when they started having the intense dialogue scene, and then kind of build up on that. And I forget what website it was. I paid a subscription for a music library, and I found the ones I like, the ones on there. So, yeah, pretty intense music, really.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, you get you into the scene. Tell me, now that you finished this beautiful project, cool. What do you think is the hardest part in filmmaking? Pre-production, production, or post-production? Everything is difficult, but the one that people really should, hey, everything, everything I know, everything is key. But what is the one that makes you make a better film that you think?
I think it's the pre-production, all the preparation, and all the exactly that. Just all the preparation you need to have before filming, and sort of getting there on the day and realizing, I should have done this or should have done that. There was a few things which I could have, that I'll do a lot better next time around. But now, experiencing it and knowing firsthand, the preparation is key, I think. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too. Pre-production is key. Cool. I have a few more questions for you. Tell me, I know the message of your film, of course, it's obvious, but everybody looks different in a very different perspective, right? What do you want when you wrote the film, and when you finish your film? What's the message that you want people to get? I mean, even though maybe some people might get something different, but for you, what was the message you're trying to tell us with the Hitmen?
Yeah. There wasn't, when I was writing it, there wasn't an overly underlying message that I was trying to send out. It was more of, I wanted to make something powerful, exciting, and sort of intense. I wanted the audience to kind of, get into the story, and just sort of forget about everything else for a minute and get lost in the story. Obviously, it sort of has themes of sort of greed and corruption and mafia and the gangs, that sort of stuff for Australian underworld. But because it's so short and it kind of throws you in the middle of the story, it's kind of it is what it is. And
it's great. It's nice. I like the ending.
So there's not a huge message. It's just more
but it is there.
There's always something, and the actors themselves bring Tommy and Will love to sort of delve in and send, give messages and give.
Well done with the casting there. Absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely. I like the end of your film, man. It's pretty cool. I didn't expect that end, but it was. It's like, whoa, this guy. Yeah, now I got it. Yeah, at the end it's pretty cool, with that guy with the phone, and then we let the people to watch it. It's pretty cool.
No, I hope people enjoy it, and I'm grateful to be on the festival. It's amazing, especially in Barcelona. I've visited there a few years ago and loved it. And I think it's really cool that it's going to be shown there.
Nice. Cool. What do you think with this current situation? You think you're going to be able to come over to Barcelona
in September?
Yeah.
In September? I don't know if I'll be allowed. I don't think I can. I think I'm stuck here for the rest of the year. But,
but you can just come over,
At the moment, at the moment, I've got to say probably not. But I'd love to, and then hopefully in the future I can get a few more films in there, and then I can come over and attend.
Definitely. We as filmmakers, we need to continue, making films here. Hey, cool. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate your time. A very nice interview. You're very knowledgeable. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Darwin. Yeah, nice to meet you. Appreciate it, and all the best for the festival. And very excited for it.
Thanks, buddy. Huh? You take care, cool.
All right.
All right, have a good day, man.